Hello, Chris from My Stamp Lady here, and today I am showing you a sketch, and I'm designing a card based off the sketch that you can see on your screen. From that sketch, I will first make a Christmas card and then stay to the end because I have a sneak peek at an upcoming Occasions catalog set. The card is designed around the same sketch. So for this Christmas card, I'm going to start with this Pine stamp set, the Christmas Seasonal Bells stamp set, and then I will also be using this tags and the stitched framelits set. To start, I took the Holly embossing folder, ran that through the Big Shot with a piece of garden green paper to get this background. So this is my card front for this card. Then I took this piece from the Warmth and Cheer Designer Series paper set. There are many different patterns. They have kind of a solid pattern and then a drawn pattern on the other side in many of these, and so I chose this paper. I cut it to 1.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and then I am going to mat it on a piece of basic black cardstock that is 1 5/8 inch by 5.5 inches, so it's just 1/8 inch larger, and just line that up there, and then this will just go on my background. There we go. And just mount that there. So this is that front stripe you see across the solid stripe across the front. And then I cut out already the largest stitched circle. And you can see the stitching in there. And this, I decided to use a circle shape instead of the rectangle that you saw in my sketch. So I am going to stamp this. So I am using the two images from the pine, or the two pine bough images from the Christmas pines, and the first one I have the more solid image that I will be stamping in Wild Wasabi. Here's my Wild Wasabi. I'm inking up this branch, and I'll just stamp that to start with up here. And then I will stamp it again off to the left a little bit. Okay, so that was the little more bold of the images. Then the one that doesn't have quite as bold of a stamped image, I'm stamping in garden green, and I'm going to line that up over the first one that I stamped. Now, doing this on camera is always a little more challenging for me than doing it just by myself, so I am going to do this, and then you'll probably see me skip ahead. Okay, so I have the two colors of the pine bough, and I'm going to be placing that about there. So I'm going to use dimensionals on the back side. See, I placed the dimensionals right under the top and under the bottom, so it'll lay flat over this piece here. And we'll just place that there, and I can set that aside. Now I'm going to stamp two cherry cobbler bells. And then I will punch them out with the coordinating bell punch. With the two bells, I pressed a little bit of ink onto the lid of my ink pad, and I'm just going to add some cherry cobbler to make them solid. I want them solid, but I will still have the, where the lines are from the stamp will kind of still be highlighted. Okay. Set those aside to dry. I have the sentiment that says, "May the simple joys of the season be yours," and I'm going to just stamp that in cherry cobbler. I have pulled in this die from that tags. It's the Tags and Labels framelit, and I'm just going to cut that out, run that through the Big Shot. Okay. So then with the next larger die of this tag, I just cut a basic black cardstock, and I'm going to use that for my base. Just layer that. So now I'm going to add a little bit of the clear Wink of Stella to my bells to give them a little bit of shimmer. Okay, so now I need to just put these together. Take a mini glue dot and put a couple of those on the back side. First of all, I'm going to put my bells like that, and grabbed a couple more mini glue dots to put under there. So at the top of my bells, I am taking a piece of the Cherry Cobbler Baker's Twine and the Garden Green Baker's Twine. This comes in a Baker's Twine trio in the holiday catalog. I'm just lining them up together with both colors, making a loop, and then just tying the other loop around the first one to just get a little bow here. And then I'm just adjusting the bow to how I want it, and we'll trim that off. So it's kind of a cheater bow. I did not actually tie it around anything, and we'll grab a mini glue dot and use that to glue it to the card front. There we go. Okay, so I want to make this one side just a little bit smaller. Okay, so let's put down this sentiment piece. Now along the bottom edge I am going to use a couple of dimensionals because I want it to sit flat, and then along the top, because I have this piece of cardstock under here, I can just leave that flat. I don't want to add any more height underneath there. And we'll just place that there. So now if you remember my sketch, I'll pop it back in here. This is my sketch, and here's my card from it. So I have my sentiment down here, my focal image here, and the shape that I'm going to use there. To finish up this card, I'm going to put a few of these gold stars down just around the sentiment. So just using a little bit of the fine tip glue and placing those down. And there's what I've come up with for that card sketch. Sentiment here, the strip there, and then the focal piece there. So now I said at the beginning I have a sneak peek at the Occasions catalog, and again using the same sketch. This is the Dragonfly Dreams stamp set, and I did a couple little things a little bit different than I did on the first card interpreting the sketch. So instead of a rectangle or a circle, I now have a die cut shape. I made this little piece here a little bit narrower. This is about 1 1/4 or 1 3/8 inch. It's a little bit narrower than the one that I did on the first card. And with the sentiment that I had, it worked out better to put it right up here on this strip. But in that sentiment place below, I added another dragonfly to still have something down there, so you can still see the main sketch parts. I hope you take a try with this sketch. It's a lot of fun. I like working from sketches. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me at chris@mystamplady.com. All of these supplies are in my online store at shopwithmystamplady.com. And you can find all of the supplies I use listed down below. Thanks for watching and have a great day.